Hey folks, Jürgen, nerd and proud of it. First of all, welcome to all my new subs. The few. The few new subs. But growing slowly and steadily is better than not growing at all. So, warm welcome to everybody who's watching. And if you're not a sub, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and definitely leave me a comment at the end of the video and let me know what you think about the video. That said, today we're gonna have a look at the Deckmaster Garfield versus Finkel collector's tin. That thing has been in my possession for about, I would say, 15 years. I think it came out in 2001. And I remember I hadn't even heard of this thing at all because that was more or less before the age of the internet. So I never had seen this. I never had heard of it. I didn't know it exists. And I've seen it at a buddy of mine. He used to work for Wizards of the Coast. And we've been to his house. We've been playing a couple of matches of Magic. And there this thing was sitting on the desk. And I was like, hey, what is this? This looks awesome. So he explained to me that this is a box that contains two decks, one of Richard Garfield, which is of course the inventor of Magic the Gathering, and another one built by John Finkel, who is arguably one of the best players in the world, won multiple tournaments, has been a world champion and a Hall of Famer since 2005, I think. And those two guys were tasked to build two decks to face each other with those two decks. The card pool was Ice Age and Alliances, and I think it was planned as a Deckmaster series, which would have been pretty cool, but there has never been a follow-up. So this one is one of a kind. And as my buddy wasn't really a collector, and of course he had access to Magic cards a lot during that time, as he has been with Wizards at that moment, he actually offered me to take this one along, and I gladly took that offer because I really like the presentation of the whole thing. I mean, look at the booklet, the artwork, look at the tin box. It's pretty awesome. So we're gonna go through the contents. We're gonna have a look at them, and we're gonna do a little story time this time. So no reserved list buy, but I know you enjoyed the story time, in which I explain to you how I got my two Antiquities boosters. Thus, that video was appreciated a lot, so let's do that here as well. What I found really interesting is this little flyer here. It's kind of a questionnaire by Wizards of the Coast. And in this questionnaire, a couple of questions pop up which draw my attention. Even back in 2001, if you look at question number 10, it says, what would you like to see in future gift boxes? And you get a couple of answers you could check, but basically this is a question because this Deckmasters gift box, collector's box, was one of the first of its kind. There wasn't really like a collector's product from Magic the Gathering. Not that I can think of. Maybe the big boxes that look like a Magic, the back of the Magic card, but that was more like a starter product. So this already indicated that back then in 2001 they were busy with thinking about gift boxes, collector boxes, these kind of things. And if you look at the market over the last 2 years, then it gets pretty clear. It took them a while and they tested a few things, but they finally got there. I think that's really interesting. But okay, so besides the cover, the booklet, the flyer, we also got a poster, which is quite nice, especially the backside with the artwork and the quality. It's pretty thick. Then we got a kind of divider here, and of course in there are the two deck boxes and two dice, by the way. Those belong to the collector's tin as well. Garfield deck box, Finkel deck box, and the two dice. And the two dice are not just random dice. Instead of the Magic expansion symbol, they got the D for Deckmasters, not for what you might think of. But yes, those belong in here as well. So yeah, a lot of stuff in this box. The quality really is good. It's yeah, very sturdy. And despite me having this box for so long and moving it around and not taking really good care of it in the beginning, it still is in very good condition. It's very thin metal, but if you're, so it's dented here and there. But if you're not like handle it in a very rough way, it still is in good shape, which speaks of the quality. So let's have a look at the interesting thing, of course, the two decks here. First, the Garfield deck. Very nice deck boxes, 2001 trademark. So yes, that's when they were released. I think at the end of 2001, December. In here, obviously, are the cards. And all I did was just put a couple of sleeves around those cards. I actually never played with these two decks. Didn't have the necessity, and at a certain point I didn't want to. If I would like to play with them, then it's probably gonna be after I sleeve the cards, after I double sleeve the cards. Rare card right away. Like I said, the card pool was Alliances and Ice Age only. There are a couple of premium cards in there, you will see later. But that's the basis they built the deck on. And I think they had to consider like standard rules at that time. So like, yeah, which more or less still apply. Like the 4-card rule and these kind of things. Yokulhubs, another rare card. Oh, a couple of cards are turned around. Oh, yes. That's one of the strange things I noticed with my box. It was sealed and I opened it. And what I found was 2 Deckmaster foil exclusive Incinerates. Obviously Ice Age. Back in the day I built a card with Lightning Bolt and Incinerates. 4 Incinerates, 4 Lightning Bolts. Tried to blast everything. Counter blast. A couple of counter spells as much as I could find, and yeah, but that's really strange because normally there should be 1 in there, I think. But okay, and for the rest, yeah, this is a green-red deck, the Garfield deck. Against the other deck, it works pretty well. Now it's a bit weaker, but yeah, let's have a look at that Lurgarf. This is pretty nice. The foiling. It looks very cool. Of course, the card is still in mint condition. It didn't warp too much, luckily enough. I don't know why, but yeah, maybe those old foils are a bit better quality than the current foils, especially the foils from the Secret Layers. And normally, both decks should have 2 of those foil cards. Yeah, dual lands, Ice Age, at least 1. But as you saw in this deck, I got 3. I got the double chain lightning, the double incinerate. Quick count of the cards. It's actually 63 cards, where it should be 62. Both decks should be 62 cards, and this one is 63 cards. So, yeah, I think I got lucky, and I got an extra one, which is pretty cool because those things are difficult to get. I don't complain. In general, you don't see these things too often. Indeed, difficult to get for me means that I don't encounter them on a regular basis. I know they are not worth that much in general, despite the other card that is gonna pop up in the Finkel deck. There's one in there that's worth a pretty penny, but in general I have only seen this box in the wild at a convention once sealed, and I bought it. So I got another one sealed, and I know I've seen the box online on eBay in Europe for about $500-600 sealed, of course. And I've seen 1 or 2 in the US for about $400. So, yeah. And I don't think this box is going to be worth a fortune in the future, but it's definitely a nice thing to have. And you gotta admit, this IC manipulator, this IC in foil is pretty awesome. It's I think my favorite card of this box. Icy Manipulator is anyway a favorite card of mine, but this one is a bit warped, as you can see. It's not a Pringle, but it definitely has some deformation going on. I think if you put it in a double sleeve, or if you, it's sleeved once, if you put it in an outer sleeve, it might, and maybe in a binder for a couple of weeks, then it might be getting better. And here comes the heavy hitter of the box. Beautiful, beautiful Necropotence. Necropotence, how are you going to pronounce it in English? I don't know. We called it Necro. I think this one looks pretty awesome, and of course this is a very strong card. Obviously this is a strong card, so that might be the reason why this card is around $100 at this moment. And since I have it on my watch list, it actually has risen in price quite steadily over the last couple of months. So yeah, you've seen a couple of rare cards like the Sulphurous Springs here, the Balduvian Hordes, and this actually has an underground river as well. So this has 2 dual lands of the Ice Age era. A couple of nice Abyssal Specters, nice Dark Rituals. Yeah, pretty cool to have. But definitely these two, the Necropotence and the Icy Manipulator, are the highlights of this deck, especially because of the beautiful foiling. Another card count, 62 cards. The deck should be not more, not less. And it's actually 62 cards. So this time I didn't luck out and get another extra card like I did in the Garfield deck. But again, I don't complain. Don't get greedy. Be happy with what you've got. Final thoughts on this product. For me, it's a must-have because of the history I have with it. But I guess for anybody out there who hasn't got that history, it's not a must-have. You could have a look at the foil cards and see if you can find them individually online, which of course are the Incinerates, and I actually am looking to get 2 more of those myself, because it would be awesome to have a foil playset, foil Deckmaster playset. Yeah, the Lurgoth is pretty awesome. If you want to get the Necro, you already have to pray to get one, and if you find one, you have to pay a pretty penny. But the Icy is very nice as well. I would suggest, if you find these cards, especially the foil ones, and if you don't have to pay a lot, then make sure you get them, you buy them. In my opinion, they are a cool piece of Magic history, so it's nice to have. And to sum up and to finish this video, I hope you enjoyed my little story time about the Deckmasters box and the history behind it. In the meanwhile, until my next video, make sure you subscribe, you hit the like button, you leave a comment, and of course stay healthy, stay safe, and stay frosty. Bye folks.